Good day, everyone! This is Sir Jet, and welcome to another episode of The Contemporary World. Today, we will visit another continent and look at a snapshot of it. We will go to South America and look at life or what goes on in that place. And at the end of this series, we will put together every piece of the jigsaw puzzle, and so we will have a sort of a big idea now of what the contemporary world is all about. So let's get started. Let's go to South America. This is the two continents of the Americas. Last time we talked about North America. So today we'll talk about South America. Now, a little background that you should know is that most people in the world now refer to South America as Latin America. So what's the difference when you say Latin America and South America? South America is more of a geographic term or a biophysical term. It refers to the mass of land that is shaped like an ice cream cone. Okay? And you have those countries there. Okay? It's the continent that is south of North America. So it's called South America. Now, Latin America is more of a cultural term. And it includes the countries in Central America. So it is South America plus this part of North America. Okay, it's connected to the US. Okay, but most people call this Central America. And it's one continuous piece of land together with South America having the same culture and language. They speak Spanish and Portuguese. And this, they say, are Latin languages. Okay? And so they are called Latin America. And the people living here from Mexico to Chile are called Latinos. Okay? You heard that term? Okay? So they belong to a place called Latin America, and they are Latinos. Their area is from Mexico to Chile. While when you say South America, it begins here in Colombia up to Chile. Mexico and the rest of the smaller countries here are not part of South America, but they belong to Latin America. Latin America also includes the islands in the Caribbean Sea, okay, like Cuba and Haiti, Jamaica, Puerto Rico. So the people here are also Latinos. Okay, so I hope you understand the difference of Latin America and South America. You might encounter them later in your work. Now, Latin Americans, why are they called so? Because of their colonial history. The place was once upon a time conquered by the Spaniards from Mexico to Chile, except Brazil. And the Portuguese also got their share of the landmass. They got present-day Brazil as their colony. And later, the French and the British took over the Caribbean islands. So as you can see, Latin America was practically divided like a buko pie among the European powers. All right? Now, who were the original people in Latin America? They were the Native Americans. Others call them American Indians. But the correct term would be Native Americans. This is how a Native American looked like. Okay, remember Pocahontas? Okay, and the ones in the movies with feathers on the head, battling it out with the cowboys. Those were the original people in America, North, Central, South America, until the Europeans came and had their genes mixed with the Native Americans. So today in South America or in Latin America, you have mestizas. Okay? And here's another variant of a mestiza. They don't look very much like the Native American anymore. They have some traces of Spanish blood in them. And the slaves were also brought in from Africa. That's why there are African Americans in Latin America as well. And after World War II, the Germans and the Italians also made an exodus to South America. And so we have some Argentinians, Brazilians, and many South Americans who look very much Italian or German, okay? Like Messi. Okay, so that's how South Americans or Latinos look like. Here are more pictures of how the people in Latin America look like. These are celebrities. You know them. Okay, I think her name is Selena Gomez. She's an actress. Neymar, a very famous professional football player. That's Abraham Laboriel. He's Mexican, and he's the world's greatest bassist. This guy's Cuban. You see him in the t-shirts. He's called, I think his name is Che Guevara. Okay? And of course, Bob Marley, also in some t-shirts of cool guys. So these are some people who hail from South America and they're famous. Okay? From Latin America, rather. Okay, some more. Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs. Evita Peron. Do you know the song Don't Cry For Me, Argentina? She's the one behind that story. The Pope is actually from Latin America. He's not European. And of course, Sergio Santibáñez and Marimar. I don't know if you know this telenovela. Very famous in the 1990s. And of course, Dora the Explorer. They are all Latin Americans. Okay. Now, Latin America is characterized by poverty. Okay. Very similar to the Philippines. Because we had the same colonizer, the Spaniards. So they're also a bunch of third world countries like us. And if you would go there, you would see lots of people, lots of children. They are overpopulated. Lots of people with no work. And people who are hungry. And their governments also have a high corruption index, just like the Philippines. I don't know if what causes those countries and the Philippines to be the same, you know. The common denominator is we had a common colonial history. But anyway, the focus of our discussion today, the snapshot that I want to present to you today about South America is the Amazon rainforest. The story of that rainforest. It's a very big area in the continent. As you can see, that's maybe half of the continent covered by trees. And it's in fact the largest rainforest in the world. Compared to the Philippines, how many Philippines can fit inside that area? Okay? This area that is colored green. How many Philippines can fit inside? Amazing, more than 5 probably. So if you can imagine the Philippines, all the land here that you see covered with forest, your subdivision, your town, the whole island of Luzon. You go to Manila, you see lots of buildings. Imagine all those land covered with trees. And all the waters in between our islands would be covered with trees. Times 5 or times 6, times 7. That's how big the Amazon rainforest is. Fantastic. Amazing. So you would easily get lost if you are inside the Amazon rainforest. I don't know the business called Amazon. Maybe, what does it mean? There's lots and lots of products available in Amazon, just like lots and lots of trees in the Amazon rainforest. By the way, there's a river in the middle of this forest. That's the Amazon River. And around that big, big river is the rainforest. So it's called the Amazon rainforest, which is the largest rainforest in the world. And it's also the home of several weird animals or unique animals, piranhas, anacondas, and other unique plants and animals, birds, insects. You see these kinds of animals? Wow, look at the snake. Woo! It can swallow how many human beings? That is an anaconda, and it's for real. That's not a movie. That's for real. There are snakes that big in that very big river. And piranhas are fish that are carnivorous. Look at the teeth. If you dip your hand in the Amazon River that is infested with piranhas and you pull out your hand, all that would remain is just bones. They can easily consume a horse in a few minutes. You just throw a horse in the river and it will be gobbled up by the piranhas. Wow. So the biodiversity of the place is really very high. Okay? So everybody or every scientist would like to keep it that way, that there are more species, the more stable the ecosystem would be. Okay? Now, there's trouble because the Amazon rainforest is fast diminishing. It's disappearing because of human activity called slash and burn farming and logging. What is slash and burn? You burn the trees of the forest. Okay? Why? Because when the smoke clears, okay, the trees would be dead, and then the area that was burnt would be, that was burned, the area that was burned would be growing grass. And when it now grows grass, the people would bring in their cattle, their cows, because the place would be growing grass, good for the cattle. And this is money. You make the cow into corned beef and burgers. You make money out of these animals, out of the land that was burned. And that's a very big industry in Brazil, where you find the Amazon rainforest. You see the remainder of the forest over there? Okay? So they continue to recede. People continue to burn this part of the Amazon forest and extending the grassland more and more deeper into the forest for more of their cattle industry. So that's the thing that is happening in South America. The Amazon rainforest is endangered, although it's still big, but maybe in a few decades it would be gone because of slash and burn activities of people. And according to Greenpeace, which is an environmental organization, the ones behind the burning, the slash and burn business are the multinational corporations and the United States. Why? Because these companies, these corporations are the end users, or the ones who buy the beef products. Okay? They are the ones who manufacture burgers and corned beef and other uh, products from the cow industry and sell it to North America and to the rest of the world, making money. And so the poor people in South America would just buy into it. Okay? Go into the slash and burn practice and join the bandwagon of making money. So today, or just a few decades ago, rather, a few years ago, Greenpeace advocated for the boycott of beef products from the Amazon forest. So you know the brands of fast food serving burgers in North America. I don't want to mention names, but those companies were targeted by Greenpeace. They ask for a boycott of those companies because they say if you eat a burger, okay, one burger that you eat is equivalent to 1/4 square meter of the Amazon rainforest that was burned. Can you imagine that? 1 square meter. You can draw that on the floor. Okay? 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. So that area of the forest is equivalent to 4 burgers. So if you eat 4 burgers in a month, you are guilty of burning 1 square meter of the Amazon rainforest. And how many North Americans eat burgers? How many burgers do they eat in a day, in a week, in a month? And there are millions of North Americans eating burgers. So as long as there would be people eating burgers, more and more square meters of the Amazon rainforest get lost or disappear. So better boycott or stop eating burgers so you would also help in preserving nature, in preserving the Amazon rainforest. That's what Greenpeace says. Think about that. Okay? Now, as another group of people would like to save the forest, and so they make movies, say, to save the Amazon rainforest, like the movie Avatar. Have you watched this? So the setting is like in another planet, but it's obviously they're trying to obviously equate this or make it parallel to the Amazon rainforest, that humans invade the pristine conditions of the Amazon, and so things become ugly. So humans must think, must stop about destroying nature. All right. So that's the issue about South America. All right. So I hope you learned something today about a part of the world that is far away from the Philippines. At least we have a snapshot or a peek on what is happening in South America. So next meeting, we will visit another continent. This is Sir Jet saying goodbye and thank you.